Hello, Guardians. It is Ebontis. It is October 31st. Happy Halloween to everybody. If you had a Halloween party this weekend, hopefully it was fun and safe. If you're doing Halloween, trick-or-treating, trunk-or-treating, whatever it is the world does for Halloween, hopefully you guys are having a good time. But I spent some time knocking out a couple check boxes this weekend, and I'm at a point where I wanted to ask all of you, what are you looking forward to in the season? I asked this because, one, Ghost Rider, I am done. I am done. I've got a couple decent god rolls on some of the weapons. I probably am not going to run any more haunted sectors. I think I'm pretty good with what I've got. This one took too long. I probably ended up running 35, 40 probably, because I know there's like 4 or 5 that didn't count easily because I left early and then I figured that out later on. Scallywag. I also finished that this weekend. I finished my star chart. All of my challenges are done, the seasonal ones. Robber Baron, that's done. I got my 50 ruffians, so Scallywag, check. Don't ask me why. I honestly have no good explanation for it. I managed to guild Dredgen. Mostly because there was one point I was doing enough of Gambit on a bonus reputation week, and I actually got a decent amount of reputation. I got a reset, and I was like, alright, I'll get my Cry Mutiny from Gambit since I was close anyway. Finished that one up, got Cry Mutiny, and then over the course of Festival and other things, just randomly doing stuff, I was basically done with all of these somehow. And then I had like 9 or 10 wins to get here. Now, I will tell you, getting wins in freelance, I don't even know if it was a 50% chance. So I played too much Gambit this season is all I can say. But I had all of this done before. All I was working on was the guilding this season. And the fact that I was close, I was like, all right, I'll guild it and I can just kind of have that and be done. When it comes to patterns, for me, the only one I have left is one more Sail Spy Pitch Glass. Now, that just means I've played a lot this season, but I actually do have just about everything from this season crafted. I have one crafted, I need that linear fusion, and I will be done. I don't have all of the raid stuff, I don't have all of the duality frames, I don't have those. But that's what I wanted to ask you guys, what are all of you up to right now? And that's what the comments are for. Throw down in the comments what you're working on. Are you working on crafted frames? Are you working on Scallywag? Are you working on, getting your ruffians so you can finish some of that stuff up? Are you working on getting, solid armor from the war table? That's something I'm going to cover because the 3 armor pieces I got from there look fantastic. And when you get armor pieces that look like this, yeah, it's kind of worth talking about. So we'll discuss that here in probably a separate video. So stay tuned on that one. If you're not subscribed to the channel and you enjoy Destiny content, hit that subscribe button. I got stuff coming. But I'm also curious what you guys would like to see between now and the end of the season. So to kind of describe the way the season is going to go, tomorrow is going to be a reset. We have 5 more resets coming this season. November 1st, that is going to be the final week for Festival of the Lost. So if you're working on Ghost Rider, if you're working on anything related to Festival of the Lost, Evil Levante, you will have 1 more week starting tomorrow to knock all of that stuff out, and then it's gone for a year. That is November 1st. November 8th, I believe, is going to be pretty light. So if you look at 36 days, again, it's like 5 resets. We're pretty close. November 8th is going to be kind of a buffer week after an event before we get something else. Per a very old calendar, but I'm pretty sure as well, November 15th is going to be Iron Banner. It's going to be our second thing of Eruption. I actually had fun in Iron Banner Eruption, I'll be honest. I think that was actually a fun Iron Banner mode. Problem is, I'm done with Iron Banner and I gilded the seal because, again, I'm a little crazy and I'm a full-time content creator. So if you are looking on gilding your seal, it is much better to do the seal in Eruption. So if you are working on it, you are close, trying to do your reset, now is the time, because Iron Banner, definitely much more attainable seal during Eruption than in a Rift. I can tell you it was much smoother there. Then after that, so that was good. So that would be the 15th. Then we have November 22nd, that's a Tuesday, and then November 29th. We have 2 more resets. Now there is a rumor, spoiler alert for anybody who wants to leave now, you totally can. Drop a like on the video. I'll be streaming Variety on Twitch, and I will be streaming God of War, amongst other things, starting on the 9th when it comes out. I'll be kind of streaming that until I go see Black Panther. So that'll be a thing, but I'll be streaming over on twitch.tv/Ebontis, so come hang out over there if I'm not, posting a video that day or whatever. But November 22nd and November 29th, spoiler warning is done now, so there is rumor, again, I don't have all the details, I didn't look at the API, I haven't peeked at everything, but there is a rumor that there's going to be some kind of community event in the last couple of weeks, last week, whatever. I imagine they would do 2 weeks to make sure we can accomplish it. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to be related to, but I hear there's some kind of event to wrap up the season. We'll see what that is. But again, some of those things can be go do your contribution towards this thing, but it may not take you that long to do it. Who honestly knows if it's a really grindy one, like we need 7 million of X number of currency that you get from this place. You know, you can probably sit on the sidelines, see if Bungie auto completes it. Who knows? But that's the idea of what we have left. Now, over the course of the final few weeks of the season, I do want to work on Deepstone Crypt like knowledge for me, and also put together a guide, because Deepstone Crypt is going to be getting an update. It is going to be getting craftable weapons from Deepstone Crypt. When it's featured, you'll be able to run it just over and over and over as many times as you want, trying to get your deep sight frames so you can craft your weapons. Now, Deepstone Crypt is very cool because the weapons in here, perks like Reconstruction, Recombination. They said they're also going to have the hand cannon, Posterity, with like Volt Shot and Rampage. There's going to be some really cool perk combinations because, one, it's a raid. You have some really cool perks. There's going to be a new origin trait on all of the weapons, and you just have potential for some very powerful weapons in there. A scout rifle with incandescent and rapid hit. A hand cannon, as I said, with Volt Shot and Rampage. There's a lot of potential in these weapons to be very strong, and they're raid level, so that's one of the few reasons they want to keep them that way. I also don't have Eyes of Tomorrow, so I probably should eventually get that. But that is the main kind of piece that I do want to work on. From you guys, my questions are, what do you want to see from me? And it could be something along the lines of, hey, do a dungeon guide, but don't use anything that's based on a season. And that's a total fair statement. Like, if there's this season we didn't get like a game changer mod per se. Like, I mean, you've got Thunderous Retort, Lightning Strikes Twice. You could do some things in there. But if there is, you know, a dungeon guide that you guys would like to see with pretty generic weapons, maybe do it with all legendaries or something along those lines. And there are pieces of dungeons now due to stuff like Volt Shot or, you know, Taipan for DPS or Gallahorn or Xenophage. Like, there are pieces of dungeons that are going to be much easier if you guys would like to see a dungeon guide a week. I did most of the Legend Lost sectors. So if you guys are curious about any of the ones that I did miss, I could look back and see if I can catch those couple. But I've done a guide for basically every Legend Lost sector except maybe 2, maybe 3. I forget exactly how many I missed, but I did most of them while I was gone on vacation. So those are sitting on the channel, should work continuously for the rest of the season. All 5 weeks, just check the rotations. And that's what I'm wondering. Some of you guys may be taking a break as well. Some of you guys may come back just for Iron Banner, check out the community event, still waiting for next season. Some of you guys are working on grinding out a bunch of different things. That's what I'm curious on. Would you like to know how to get very good armor, very good stat rolls? As I've mentioned, Season of the Risen, you can get some really good stat rolls right now. Like this one that I popped is kind of magical. So, there are certain things that I know everybody's kind of curious about. Some people on my channel are very new. Some people are very veteran. That's why I kind of open this up to what everybody's looking forward to. So if you guys have an interest in seeing something from me, comment down below. And depending on what gets the most traction, what you guys would like to see. Is it dungeon guides? Last couple of Lost sectors? Would you guys like to see, you know, me stream some raids if I'm working on Deepstone Crypt or maybe Kingsfall? I don't do as many Sherpas. Not saying I couldn't do a Sherpa for something like Kingsfall, but Deepstone Crypt, that'd be a bit more of a refresher for even me, because I'm out of practice. Even though the spacewalk is amazing, I'm out of practice on that raid. Would you guys like to see me struggle in Crucible? Like literally go into Crucible control, see if I could work on my skills. These are all like random options, but I would be curious what you all would find most beneficial if there's anything you're working on. Are there triumphs for Scallywag that you would be curious about tips on understanding like the best way to function in those things? There's a lot of different stuff to cover, but me being somebody who plays a lot, I always kind of have my knowledge in my head, but I know not everybody knows everything. So this is where I'm asking all of you, what would you like to see? And that's why the video is kind of titled, What's Next? We have a lot of time left in the season. We have a solid 5 weeks coming up. And I know many people are either taking a break, kind of burned out of festival, maybe working on some things here, there, this, that, or the other. That's kind of why I'm curious. Some of you guys may be like, hey, jump into Grandmasters and try and work on those. That's something I probably theoretically could do. There's 6 weeks left in the season, so maybe it's something I work on for Conquer. Who knows? But to all of you guys out there who've supported the channel, We are almost at 87,000 subs, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, hit the alert bell. You guys know I'll always get new content to you guys on a very frequent basis, and then, of course, for a new season, all the guides and everything, so don't miss out on those. You can find me on Twitter, as long as that platform survives, jokingly, but it's like, I just tend to follow the people I care about. On Twitch, I will be streaming God of War on November 9th, so my streaming will be busy occupied with that. YouTube content still likely going to be mostly Destiny related for now. A couple videos, or a couple games I actually tried to see if I could work on some reviews for. We'll see if any of those pan out. But to everybody out there, comments are open. Drop those below. Let me know what you guys are working on, like to see from me, what games you'd like to see me stream over on Twitch as well. But if you guys are new, subscribe. I'll hit that alert bell. If you guys are members of the channel or Patreon subs, thank you both. That's extra support. Means a lot. Actually, it does a lot for me. So thank you guys for everything. I'll see you guys in the next one, probably tomorrow. And good luck out there and happy Halloween.